Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Copper Files podcast. My name is Fikemi Aderoju, the host of this beautiful podcast. And as you can see, we have a different guest here today. If you're new on this YouTube channel, please do not forget to subscribe before we start, because I'm sure you're going to enjoy the conversation. And click the notification bell so you get notified every time we post a new episode. So today's episode, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about the Kano NYSC experience. And I had a conversation with Emmanuel earlier, and he said something about Kano State being the best camp, and we're going to find out how true that is, because according to facts, it's still Ogun State.
We know Draga.
But we're going to find out how that is going to go. So first of all, Emmanuel, thank you so much for joining me today. How's your day been?
Stressful though. Lagos has always been Lagos. If Lagos never happened to you, I don't know what will happen to you again for this state.
Apparently, he was in traffic for like 3 hours. So I'm really, really glad you were able to come on today. To start off the conversation, NYSC is 50 this month.
Yeah.
So they've been celebrating and having conversations about it. And as NYSC is celebrating 50, lots of people have been saying a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right? On Twitter, I saw something about people talking about how it's been 50 years of torture. Some people have been saying it's been 50 years of enjoyment. Some have been saying it's been 50 years of good things because they got married through NYSC.
Yeah.
So there, obviously, people have different opinions. So what would you say about, NYSC turning 50?
Well, NYSC turning 50 is a good thing.
Yeah.
Knowing full well the reason why our founder,
Yakubu
Gowon, he introduced it. So just for the unity and coexistence of corpers from different areas
states
of the nation. So after the Civil War, we all know the story. So NYSC turning 50, it has its good sides and its bad sides. So, but in the other way, one has to outweigh the other.
Yeah.
So, in the aspect of the advantage, it has been good. Probably people living from their comfort zone to where they know nothing about, and getting to that place, being able to coexist with the locals around, do their community developmental service properly, and then living the state in one piece. Though we have issues of death cases, coppers, may God rest their souls.
Amen.
We're all fighting for the betterment of ourselves and the nation. So, well, for me, I would say the good outweighs the disadvantages.
Really?
Yeah.
You really think so?
I really think so.
Which good outweighs insecurity?
Well, insecurity, currently now in our nation, we know insecurity is everywhere.
Yeah.
There is no state that will say that they are free from insecurity.
Yeah. But what good were you talking about?
The good I'm talking about is one, knowing getting new friends far away from
from
your
a
comfort
different
zone.
culture.
Yes. Now, probably you get contacts of new people who might be helpful in life. Probably if you are business,
connections and
every other stuff you're doing. So these are the goods. And probably me serving in Kano, I would say it's an honor, a privilege.
Really?
Yes, serving in Kano. Although I wanted to walk it back to Lagos here, but I would say the heavens never wanted it to be so.
Seen at the heavens.
So I had to stay back in Kano.
Where are you from?
I'm from Imo State.
Oh. Did you grow up in Imo State? Or did you grow up in Lagos?
I grew up in the East.
Oh, you grew up in the East?
Yes.
So how was the transition like someone that grew up in the East to now having to serve in the North?
Okay. I didn't tell you earlier on. Time constraint. Well, I was they gave birth to me in the North.
Oh, okay.
Kaduna to be precise. So it was during the 1999-2000 Sharia riots. So we all came back for safety purposes. We came down to the East. So we stayed in Abia State. Then I got admission to down to Federal Polytechnic Owerri.
Oh, okay.
Then after then I moved to Port Harcourt. Then from Port Harcourt I came down to Lagos. Then service took me away from Lagos to Kano.
So you've had experiences all around Nigeria?
Well, not all around Nigeria.
Well, in certain places, you shall explored.
Yes.
What year did you do NYSC?
I went 2021, November 2021.
So you're a batch C?
Batch C, yes. Batch C stream 2.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your camp experience. So going there, how was the journey like?
24 hours journey.
You are joking?
24 hours.
By
journey.
road?
Yeah, road. 24 hours.
Yikes.
24 hours. You have to sit in a place.
Like, did you change the buses, or it was just one
No,
straight bus
just one straight
for
bus
24
for
hours?
24 hours.
Did you guys stop?
Yeah, we have couple of stops at Oshun. The next one Kogi, then Kaduna, Kano.
So you were on the road for 24 good
24 hours, yes.
Oh, wow.
24 hours.
So when you finally got to camp, what was the first thought that came to your mind?
When I went to camp.
Like when you got there and you just looked at the camp, because you went alone, yeah?
Yeah, alone.
So like when you got there, what were you thinking?
I was thinking, like I'll collect this relocation form, feel and self, come back, make I use my life to do better thing.
Really?
Well, then they said they were going to do COVID-19 test.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, COVID-19. So believe me, that test alone can knock you out for complete 12 hours. It did knock me out for 12 hours. So you knew how.
Wait, did they do the swab test?
They did the swab test.
Okay.
The nose, then the way the cotton wool went down. Well, medical students now they try, sha.
Yeah.
Well, it went down, came out. So I went into the camp. The camp was good from the gate. One other thing, the reason why I said Kano is the best camp, we haven't gotten to that yet, but let me just give you a brief. It's a permanent camp.
Oh, a permanent. But Ogun State is also permanent orientation site.
When we reach that point, you tell me why you're
because we're actually going to do this debate today.
When you reach that place, you tell me why you're going better pass.
Well, yeah, so when you got there, you saw the camp and everything. How was the registration process like?
Mine was mine was easy. Mine was easy because I made sure I read through the
briefs,
the do's and don'ts
yeah,
prior to going into the camp. So I made sure I prepared myself. So I just picked few clothes I needed. That was all. So I just went there. After the test, they searched my bags and
you went into the camp.
I'm into the camp.
So in terms of your camp experience, what would you say was like a moment you remember very well, like your best moment in camp, and which would you say was your worst experience in camp?
My best moment in camp was how will I say it? Me roaming around the camp without a khaki. That's my best moment.
What do you mean?
I enjoyed.
Oh, you guys didn't have to wear khaki.
I enjoyed 3 weeks of wearing casual wears.
You didn't wear white and white.
White and white. Only when we have function in the multipurpose hall, like during the morning devotions where we go morning devotions, so we must wear the white and white. Then go for the morning classes, in the hall. Then breakfast. After then, you can wear your casual wear.
Is it the same camp? Are you sure it's the same NYSC was did?
No, it's the same NYSC now.
So wait, I don't understand. Is it that? Wait, I don't even understand because we had to wear white and white. You drink white and white. You sleep white. You don't have to sleep in white and white, but like everywhere you go, you have to wear white and white, except for like the ceremonial functions where you wear your full 7 out of 7 or 6 out of 7.
Okay.
So you had even on Sundays when we wear like church attires. By 12 p.m. you should be back in your white and white. You can't go and eat in Mami Market without your white and white.
Let's say on a day for military cantonment.
And you would think that will happen in Kano State?
No.
Instead of Ogun State?
See what happened is, the reason why we had to wear casual wears is the permanent site of the camp is located very close to the dam that supplies water to the locals. They are farming, they are drinking, every stuff. So it's extremely cold, but not as cold as I had from Jos or Maiduguri.
Or Plateau.
Or Plateau, yes. Our camp is cold. So early in the morning, as early as 5, you'll be walking inside the cold. Like
it'll be very misty and
the
cold.
mist will come so down. You'll be walking
through
the mist. So imagine how cold that would be. So it triggered the camp coordinator or the state coordinator. She said, please, to avoid losing any copper in Kano, in camp,
you just warm up yourself.
Everybody, if you know what you wear to keep yourself away from cold, wear. Are you actually serious? Yes, that's what she said. Wear.
Isn't it not meant to be under the sun and in the rain? Through heat and cold.
When they have a mother as a state coordinator,
state coordinator was a mother too now. Side eye.
Maybe her picking they make a verse, now make and say make una do.
But you guys actually had like rare privilege because in most camps, we had a guest that served in Gombe State, and the first night in camp, they slept outside on the floor.
Oh, no.
And they were in white and white. They used to bath with cold water.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, honestly.
But I think you actually had a very good experience. So apart from you being able to walk around in your mufti, is there any other thing that made you enjoy camp a lot?
Yes. Something else that made me enjoy the camping was the military personnel there. They were strictly instructed not to touch anybody. Don't hit.
So you didn't do any punishments or?
No, they would give you, their punishment is probably when group of people fault, so they would just
Punish
give corporal punishment, but singling you out to give a punishment, no. Even get to a point in the camp that a corper was challenging what was his post? A soldier. And to be frank, I believe that soldier should be
a lieutenant,
is a captain or something. He was challenging him. He even held him.
The corper held his shirt.
The military uniform. I was like that day. I say, guy.
You were scared on his behalf.
I was scared on his behalf. He held the military officer and was just looking at him. Oh,
the military officer didn't do anything.
No, because they were instructed not to touch any
corper.
Oh, so wow. It was strictly on order from the camp commandant. So Major Ayusuf, his name. So he gave them strictly order to not touch anybody, even if they run to you or shout to you. We are once a civilian like them. Understand them. Do not touch anybody. So most most guys who think they can just override or do what they want to do, so they went ahead. They were disrespecting the way they want to disrespect.
Wow, so they were really calm.
Yeah, they were really
calm. That's actually amazing. I think in our camp as well, they didn't punish. They punished people, obviously, that defaulted, but they didn't beat anybody. I didn't hear anything about beating people or beating coppers. No, but do you have any terrible experiences that just made you start thinking about your life? That you're like, can I run away now?
From camp or outside camp?
From camp. And even outside camp?
In camp, nothing really made me to regret coming to camp in Kano, because India will look as if it's a one big family. Everybody, you see the same faces every day. We chat, we go around, do our stuffs, do our normal our everyday activities. So you won't feel it that much until you leave the camp. So for me, I didn't.
So you actually had an amazing time at camp.
I did.
You had a swell time.
I did.
So would you recommend other coppers that going to Kano State for camp, for orientation?
Of course, if you're opportune, because I will use the word opportune. If you're opportune to be posted to Kano, you just own it with your chest. Go there, you will still experience the same thing. The same thing I did. Well, depending the time, because most times during this time, I believe it's sunnier there. It's sunnier. Sunny.
So would you say the temperatures are extreme? For example, if it's cold, it's very cold.
It's cold. It's
and
very
when
cold.
It's hot, it's very hot.
You don't want to go to Kano April. You don't want to go to Kano April.
What's going to happen?
May. By this time, you don't want to go to Kano because
you can fry egg on your body.
Because of the sun, I came back April. Then when I went back May, the sun was as if it was heavier in May. We got to a point that the temperature ran as high as 39-40 degrees in Kano in the daytime. 39-40 degrees. So those days we pick up our phone, we check the weather. Once we say that, okay, in the afternoon we're having a weather of 39 points or 38 points, all we do is just go to school, write our name and come back home, stay indoors.
Oh, so nobody is going to be outside?
Nobody goes outside.
Because the sun will actually be so deadly.
So the sun has its advantages, because we just wash and spread and take it in the next 5 minutes.
Actually.
Next 5 minutes.
So I can imagine.
So you see how heavy the sun is.
Wow.
So
that's really amazing. But let's get into the PPA experience, because that was the longer time. So camp was just 3 weeks.
Yes, 3 weeks.
So how did you get where were you posted to?
Initially I was posted to local government called Take local government from camp. My first PPA letter has Take in with it. So when I went to the...
Is Take like a town?
No, a local government.
Okay.
So when I got it, so I gave it to the LI. So because they know that if you are still withholding your PPA letters, there's possibility you can go back and ask them to change you to another place or redeploy you to a better local government. So because there in Kano, there are, I believe, 4 local governments that they consider to be the urban area. So they have Nasarawa, they have Taurani, they have Ugogo, they have Sabongeri.
Okay.
So these 4 are considered the most urbanized local governments here in Kano.
Sorry to cut short. Do you speak Hausa?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, let's continue.
I don't. But I try my best to understand.
Like pick a few things.
A few things I need to learn. Probably the figures. Will I say because of from the east, so I needed to know their figures very well, so I would be able to compute.
Oh, like the numbers.
Yeah,
what
numbers. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, where was I again?
You're talking about local governments.
Okay, yeah. So these 4 local governments, they were considered the most urbanized. So most corpers, they'll find their way to work their way down to that local government. So in my own case, I was posted Take. So when I asked, where is Take? And they told me they are sharing border with Bauchi. I was like, Bauchi? He said yes. When I got the contact of the corper serving there, I asked him, how is Take? He told me, my guy, just know say if you come that place, you know there for Kano again. You don't like say you there for Bauchi, they serve.
Oh wow.
I was dismayed. I was like, which kind of thing be this thing? If I had known, I would have worked for relocation.
Yeah.
Come back to Lagos. So I said, no problem. I would, since I've decided to serve in Kano, I would serve. So I came back to Lagos 2 weeks before I'll be going back to Kano. A spirit just said, go and reprint your PPA form. I said, I already have one now.
Like, why are you reprinting it again?
Go and reprint now. I took my phone and I just log in. And when I saw, they have changed my local government. Ugogo. I was like, Ugogo.
And that's part of like the rural ones?
No, the urban.
The urban ones,
yes.
rather.
So when Ugogo, I said, Ugogo. I said, okay, where's Ugogo? So I called my dad because my dad grew up in Kano.
Okay.
So I called my dad. I said, please, do you know Ugogo? He said, yes. Say it's close to Sabongeri. I said, I said, okay. I said, fine.
These places sound so strange. Am I really Nigerian?
I said, okay. So I called the LI and I spoke to him. I told him. He said, no problem, that I should come. So when I went to Kano, I met with him. So he now directed me to my piece of PPA. Community named what's the community name again? Tudun Fulani.
Okay.
Sabontiti Tudun Fulani. So mostly their schools there in Kano, they do Western and Islamia.
Okay.
So
that's the curriculum they use.
Yeah, that's their own curriculum they use there.
Okay.
So during the morning hours to 1 o'clock, that's for the Western education. Then from 1 to 5, they do the Islamia.
Okay. So they teach them like everything about Islam.
Yes, Islam. So the Islam school there is called Lita Hafizu.
Okay.
So that is what they name Lita Hafizu.
Wait, slowly.
Lita Hafizu.
Lita Hafizu. What does that mean?
I don't know, but that is the name I normally see for the Islamia schools.
Okay, that's what the schools are called.
Yeah, Islamia schools. So let's say Haruna Lita Hafizu.
Okay.
So it's like Haruna Islamia school.
Okay.
So that Lita Hafizu covers, instead of using Islamia, so you know that is Islamia.
What does Haruna mean?
Haruna is a name.
Oh, so it's like
a Muslim name. So they named their school the same way we do here, like Corona, Redemption,
like Afe Babala school.
Thank you. So that's the way they do there. So I got to the school. So initially, when I went to the school, I was picturing, okay, since it's in close to the town, at least the school will be something,
will be
modern, portable.
Made.
When I went there, I saw the school. Wahala number 2.
No, wahala number 2.
So I went in. I spoke with the principal.
How did the school look?
I wish I was still in social media. I would have showed you the pictures.
Really?
Yes.
So was it like mud houses or like uncompleted buildings?
It was a brick house, but not as good as I thought it should be. So I wouldn't want to lay more emphasis on the structure. So I would look as if I'm
downplaying it.
Yeah.
I understand.
So when I met with the principal, so I told him, "Sir, would it be possible for you to decline my
Will you reject me?
reject me?" He said no. I said why? He said because no copper comes here and he's been rejected. I said, "Oga, please."
Mine will be the first.
I said please. He said no. He said I must serve. I said, "Sir, what did you say?" He said I must serve. I said yes.
This is so funny because a lot of my friends can relate. Like when they post you to schools that are not nice at all and you want a rejection and they're just like, there's no such thing.
He said I must serve. And I said, "Sir, did you just use the word must on me?" He said yes. I said you just made a mistake. He said what? I said you just made a mistake.
You can't command me.
He said you can't command me because I am here to help you. You don't employ me. The federal government only
Posted you there.
directed me to come here and assist your teachers. So you don't use the word must on me. I can easily walk out of your school, go back to the local government and tell my LI that I don't want to teach there. She should look for another school to post me in, and he would do it. But I'm here to help because of the children I see around. So he now said, "What do I want?" I said, "Okay, I don't want to teach because I'm not good at it. What if I go back to Lagos, then come every month end
For clearance.
Then while coming, I'll be getting stationaries for your pupils, class by class." So he now said no, that I must teach.
Did you actually want to do that?
Of course I wanted to. So he now said no, I must teach.
Oh wow.
I called my LI. I told my LI, "Sir, I don't want to teach." LI now called the man and worsened the whole stuff. LI said,
He must teach.
"If you reject him, I'll stop posting coppers to your school."
Oh my god. So the LI that you thought would help you now made matters worse for you.
Honestly, I called my dad and I told him, "Blessed this NYSC, I go leave and last so come back." After all, people are living outside. People are still living and doing well without NYSC. So he now said I should just manage and stay. So I stayed. Well, the whole thing is, during the service, I got to a point that I got used to the pupils, the classes, every stop, the teachers, the surrounding. So we're all doing well. Everybody was happy. I was happy.
But did you later enjoy teaching? And what classes did you teach? What subjects did you teach as well?
Well, I taught primary 1 to 5.
Okay.
Then JSS 1 to 2.
Okay.
So for the primary session, I taught them integrated science.
Oh, okay. What did you study in school?
I studied fisheries technology.
Fishery technology.
Yes.
Wow.
So
from where?
From Federal Polytechnic.
Wow.
So I taught them agriculture and intro tech.
Okay.
Then I taught them into science also, 3 subjects for the primary and the secondary sections. So
that's interesting.
So I taught them all those subjects, and while I was leaving, most of the pupils, they were crying.
Because they didn't want you to go.
They grew so fond with me.
Yeah.
So due to the fact that they were not, they had this way of calling my name. So
what they used to call you?
So they normally use the word Corper Emmanuel.
Okay.
Corper Emmanuel.
Oh, because of the accent.
The accent. So it grew.
Like you got used to
it grew
being
on
called
me.
that.
So I loved them though. So I was thinking, what will I do? Not just serving and living. What will I do?
To leave like an impact.
Like an impact, thank you. So currently now I'm training one of the pupils there in school. She's currently in primary 4, Khadija. Khadija is her name. So I'm currently training her in school because I figured out that the girls there, that they have this urge
to
learn more than the boys. So I just looked at her. Each time her parents find it difficult to pay her fees before examination. So during the exam period, she comes and hangs around watching others writing exam. So it pains me seeing her, someone being eager to learn, and
not
she's
being
been
able to.
denied that opportunity to learn because of fees.
Yeah.
So I now spoke to the principal and I said, this young girl, she wants to learn. So here's what I would do. I'll pick up her. I'll take up the responsibility of training her from now till when she finished in secondary school. So the man was surprised. He was like, this is the first time Corper is doing this in his school. I said, well, I'm not, like I told you then, you didn't want me to leave. So let me
use it well.
Let me leave something behind while I'm going. So he was happy. So here and there we did.
So do you still have like a bond with the school? Like, do you still communicate with them?
Yeah, I communicate with the man. I communicate with the principal. Though most teachers they're not too fluent with English, so I just talk to him. So he communicates with the teachers in Hausa.
Also, when they're teaching the students, they teach them in English.
In English, of course, English.
But if the teachers are not really fluent, how are they able to like, or they just try their best?
I tried my best, and they also tried their best.
Oh wow!
So
that's actually so interesting, because most times, like, the main impact NYSC wants Corpers to have is, like, in Lagos we're really educated and all, you're exposed, and then back there in the north they're not really exposed in some local governments and all. So the aim of NYSC was actually what you were able to achieve. Like being able to like share information and like spread awareness to the fact that education needs to improve in those places. Because imagine a teacher that doesn't really know English, and it's not even their fault, because they're trying their best to teach the little they know.
Of course,
But do you have other Corpers in the school with you?
Yes, I do. We're just two posted there, myself and Godwin.
Okay.
We're two. Godwin is from Benue, but he resides in Kaduna, so we are both roommates from the Corpus Lodge there in Ugogo. So they posted myself and him to the school, so we go together, we come back together.
So how was accommodation like for you? Because you never lived there, so did they provide accommodation for you?
Yeah, the school, yes, they did, but I didn't like the place. It was as if a place meant for livestock, so I didn't. Honestly,
livestock.
So I didn't.
Oh wow.
So I just left. So I went down to the local government, spoke with the LI, so he gave me an accommodation there at the Corpus Lodge. So
they had a Corpus Lodge.
Yeah, three Corpus Lodge.
Oh.
Four Corpus Lodge.
How was the Corpus Lodge accommodation like?
It's good. Two per room. Just two per room. So then, as guys now, we can easily say, okay, get where they stay. Come stay with me. After all, not be where we could just put head. Wake up, then go our PPA, come back. So we just share the rooms.
Use that to like build a family.
Yeah, we build a family.
So in terms of feeding, because like you grew up in the East, and you also you said you were born in Kano State and all. Kaduna, sorry. And you had quite an experience with eating like northern food. So was there any like cultural shock or any huge difference in terms of like feeding? Was there anything that was strange or you had to adjust to?
The only thing that was strange to me there was one of their local delicacies is what is it called again? Gurasa.
What's that?
Gurasa, they said is made from, I believe it's rice. Rice.
I thought it was masa. Because there's masa, that one is eaten with suya.
Yes.
You see, I know smalls. Just small.
There are two of them. I've forgotten the other one's name, but I know of gurasa.
So was it hard to adjust, or did you enjoy
At first, I didn't like eating it too. I didn't like it. There is another one they do with what's it called? Is
it tuwo shinka?
No, not even tuwo. They fry it like, forgotten what they normally fry that stuff with. Forgotten. But they fry it. I've forgotten the name. So, but I didn't like it initially. But it was the last days of my service. I started craving for those stuff. I was like, I'm eating this up now. So I was eating it. But one thing I up to now still miss is the afura de nono. Up to now. So the freshness of the milk, the way they prepare it.
Yeah.
So
because a lot of it is like homegrown.
Yes.
So it's very, very healthy.
So I took a lot of it there. Then.
Do you still take them now?
No,
because you rarely see it.
I rarely see it around. So it's only when I go back. Then before.
Oh, you often go to Kano? Because I was about to ask why. So if like your experience in Kano wasn't so bad, like why did you leave?
I had to leave because the opportunities is just not as fast as what we have here in Lagos. So Kano is just a place. Kano is a center of commerce, like they said. So the center of commerce being every other state around the north. Their produce, they bring it down to Kano.
Yeah.
So Kano becomes a center hub for business. So when you want to get your raw grain foodstuffs, your, let's say, clothing, every other stuff, so you go to Kano. So Kano has a dry port. Like we have the seaport here. Kano has a dry port. So whatever goods coming into the borders from the north, they first go to Kano.
Okay.
So before the custom clears them, then they'll bring them down here. So the foodstuffs there, they are quite affordable compared to what we have down here.
Yeah.
So Kano basically is just a place where you go, you get your goods, bring them down here, then sell.
Okay.
So because anything that makes you, because I looked at it, staying back in Kano, I would have to adjust my business strategies to their standard of living over there. So if I had to do it, I wouldn't be making as much as I've been making if I had to bring those stuffs back here in Lagos. Knowing full well that Lagos, one small thing, price don't hike.
Yeah.
So I can easily move down here, then sell and make returns from it. So.
But if things were like different, right, in terms of like the economy and stuff, would you actually like to live in Kano?
Tough question. I will.
I put you on the spot.
I will. I will. Because they are accommodative. They easily trust.
Oh.
There's one thing with them. They easily trust. Once you're friends with them and they say that, oh, you're friends with them not for any purpose, just being friends, they trust you easily.
Oh.
So then something else is when you betray that trust, that is where the problem is.
Oh, okay.
So once they trust you, they've trusted you. So and now someone can give you a goods worth millions of naira for credit until you go and sell. Once you're done selling,
bring back the
money. So that is how friendly and how trustworthy they are. So
that's really nice. But in terms of your social life, did you have any social life outside school? Was it like wake up in the morning, go to school, come back, go for PPA, come back? Like, do you explore Kano? Did you try to go to different places?
Yes,
did you make friends?
I made friends from the camp. So from the camp, I made friends. So knowing full well that will be posted randomly,
different places.
So I made friends with them. So I normally go visit them, mostly weekends. I go weekends. I visit them. I come back.
So what fun activities did you do in Kano? Or would you say there are any fun activities at all?
Well, the fun activities I did, well, I engaged in football.
Okay.
Well, I played football a lot. Yeah, because we had to merge with a football club. So we train with them. So despite apart from that, I go out with my friends. We go for clubs, Sabongeri. We come back. Then we.
When you say clubs, do you mean like social clubs?
No, like club.
As per nightclubs.
Nightclubs, yes.
There are nightclubs in Kano State.
Yes.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not joking. In Sabongeri.
Really?
Yeah. Sabongeri is the Christian area of Kano State.
Oh, okay. So you find more Christians in that
find more
community.
Christians there. So everything, hotels, club, bars, everything is in Sabongeri.
Oh.
So if you want,
so you don't have that in the Islam side?
No.
They don't have clubs and.
No.
Really?
They don't.
Why isn't that the Christian side that has clubs?
Because they believe I don't know. Well, I would say they believe we love partying, we love enjoyment. But most of their males and their girls, they do come to the bars and the clubs. So you see.
In terms of your romantic life in camp, was that existent? Not in camp, sorry, like in Kano State. Did you meet anybody you liked? Did you have this kind of conversations?
To that one.
The way you're starting the answer for me. No, did you try breakfast?
I was saying,
did you give anybody breakfast?
To the breakfast part of it. Before I went for service here in Lagos, I had a.
You were in a relationship?
Yes, I was in a relationship. So she was the one who even prophesied that I would be posted to the north. One day she just woke up and she said, "If I said yes." She said, "If it's like they will post you to the north." I said, "Why?" She said she don't know that she just got that feeling that they will post me to the north. I say, you will be say, you know, go pray, make them post me, come Lagos. They tell me, then carry me, go
Oh,
north.
because you were in the east. You were in the east at that time?
No, I was here in Lagos.
Oh, you were also in Lagos? And she was in Lagos as well?
Yes. So, when she told me that, I said, well, what could they see now? When the letter came out, it was Kano. I just took the letter and I gave it to her. See
your life.
See what thing you do, yeah. She looked at it and she was like, I said, well, I'll go and I'll come back. So she said, no problem. So when I went to camp, I was in a relationship when I went to camp, so I never wanted to
involve
myself with any other lady. So
you're a very disciplined man. Very honest
man. How did that?
One out of the million.
No, how did that? Adekunle Gold sang it in the song. One woman type of man.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
So when I went to the camp.
Okay. I believe you.
So when I went to camp, I was still in contact with her, but during my first quarter of the service, we are still talking. So during the last part, August, because we ought to pass out November 3rd. So August, my babe changed. She changed. Honestly, she changed.
Was it because of the distance or?
She complained of the distance initially, but I told her I'll be coming once any break.
Have.
So I came down April, stayed 1 month. I went back. It was just August that I didn't come home because of she had an issue, so I had to sort out the issue with money. So I didn't have enough funds to transport myself from Kano down to Lagos to and fro. So I just
then was the monthly allowance still 33K?
There was 333K.
Okay.
So she had an accommodation issue, so I had to just move all my allowance to her. So I didn't have any to come down to Lagos.
Wow.
And go back.
Okay.
So
respect.
After that.
Wait, sorry. When you moved all your allowance, what were you spending? Were they paying you in the school?
So it was 4,000.
4,000 naira.
Yes.
Per week.
Per month.
Oh.
So.
Wow.
So although people
love is serious, so
people ask why. I say how will I survive?
Yeah.
For the 4,000, I say
love will push me through.
I'll find my way. Like you said, love will push me through. So I did.
Oh my God.
I did sent out the whole stuff, so she would sort herself out, so she wouldn't have to be looking for accommodation here and there.
Wow.
So on the long run,
you sit your breakfast.
She stopped the breakfast.
I'm so sorry about that.
She be serving code. I could come back and put them for freezer and make it blocks. So I could come out chop the ice block well.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry to hear that.
No problem.
Well, I feel like that's it's all part of the experiences. So now, how is life like for you? Would you say that there was any part of camp that really influenced who you are today and made you like a better person?
Yes. Here in camp, I met with people, heard their stories, where they're from, their families, so on and so forth. So I now decided, from the stories I've had, what will I do? Not just being part of the problem, but being a solution to a problem. So I started writing ideas, making research. So
and how to do better.
And I had to do a survey of how to be a solution.
Is it for like the community or for you, like the world?
Not just for me, but something that would be of great benefit to everybody. Not just here in Lagos, not just for the East, not just for the West, but for the nation at large. So I now discovered that most parents from the people I had, they were people who served the nation, but the nation didn't serve them. So what will I do so that in future, these people, even when the government refuses to aid them after service, so they'll have something to fall back on.
Okay.
With disguise that this is coming from the government, but on the truthful scale, is coming from an individual just bringing out an idea, so the government would buy and make sure that the issue of non-paying of pensions, the issue of gratuities, the issue of denial of healthcare services to these people who serve the nation, so it will be reduced. Because, like you said, most corpers, well, I listened to the show only had on Saturday. One of the corpers she said corps members slept outside. So yes, under the sun and in the rain.
But it shouldn't be literal like that.
Shouldn't be someone sleeping close to a toilet. So it's all those
because
stuff.
they didn't ask to be posted there.
They didn't ask to be posted. So
them.
all those stuff. So I had to think how to put them down in writing. To God be the glory. I have enough of them that would go a long way.
Okay.
Helping out. And
can you share some of them with us?
Okay. Like we have our military men, the police, the army, every other stuff. So when they are done serving the nation, they comes back.
Yeah.
Instead of the government to pay them back for serving the nation, they will just abandon them.
Okay.
So now I figured out that if leaving these people abandoned, it will make them to look for further means of getting an ends meet to take care of their children. So most of them, knowing full well that they can handle guns, and they know people who can easily get the guns for them.
Yeah, easy for illegal.
Easy for them to form a crew, start maiming people. So I now look at that. Okay, what if we look at getting these people?
Yeah.
Then I designed let me say a transport system whereby it's strictly for ex-servicemen, whether a police, a civil defense, a DSS,
anybody that has helps the
ex-service
nation.
Ex-service. So when they are done serving, or once they're done serving or being retired, they can easily switch over to this transport system. So they'll have their own buses.
Oh.
All in the buses we have the paint of the Nigerian Army. Then with the name, I had a name Bluebird.
Okay.
So the reason the bird being the men serving the nation, how gallant they are to spread their wings and fly to protect the nation. Then the blue there symbolizes people that are done from service.
Okay.
So they are now back being a mere civilian like us once again.
So they have something to fall back
So they
on.
now have something to fall back to. So they will take their minds
off
violence and because they are mainly on duty.
Yeah.
Every now and then they are in the battlefield. So they would see the driving like, okay, I'm still in active service.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, at the end of the month, they will have something to fall back to, even if the government doesn't have to pay them early.
Although the government should pay them.
But even if the government fails to, so they would have something to hold back on to then, prior to when the government pays them whatever they want to pay them.
I think that's really amazing and a really amazing initiative, and it's part of one of the many things that NYSC hopes to achieve from their program. So as we wrap up NYSC at 50, personally, I would like to say that they should increase our alawi because it is the only realistic thing to do.
Honestly.
Things are getting more expensive. There's no way surviving on 33K in a different space. Like, thankfully, some people are posted to places that they have their parents' houses at and all of that. But some people, like, imagine me being posted in the north. Who do I know in the north? And then you have to rent a space. You have to feed yourself. You have to cater for yourself and all that good stuff. And in case you want to give your boyfriend money or your girlfriend money, you still have some change for yourself. But generally, I feel like this has been a very beautiful conversation. And I think I skipped in the intro an opportunity for you to introduce yourself. So your name, what you do, just basically promote yourself while we end the episode.
Okay. My name is Kano Emmanuel Michael. So friends who know me, they call me KBC.
Okay.
Currently, after my service, I'm managing my elder brother's laundry shop. Okay. So down there in Shangotedo. Okay. So he has a shop. His office is located at Licky Gardens Phase 2.
Oh, okay.
So I manage the laundry for him while he goes about with other stuff he's doing. So
what's the name of the laundry service?
Hands and Bubbles.
Okay. Hands and Bubbles, guys.
Hands and Bubbles. So for now, I'm just managing his laundry for him. So looking out for saving to get what I want, so I would be able to
do more
for myself, for my nation. So I hope God by my side we would get there.
Wow. So thank you so much for being a guest on today's episode, Emmanuel. And yes, please do not forget to subscribe, share this episode with your friends, share our YouTube channel with your friends. It's the Corper Files podcast. Our Instagram is the Corper Files. We have a lot of interesting reels. I put a lot of efforts into making for you guys. So please make sure you subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next episode. So
hit the like button. No,
like, subscribe, comment, drop your comments. If you think Kano State has the best camp, drop your comments. Although I know it's a lie. If you think Ogun State has the best camp, drop your comments because I know that's the truth. If you think Lagos has the best camp, let's know in the comment section and let's just interact. Okay? I'll see you guys in our next episode. And
I forgot to add something.
Yeah.
Please. In your camp, can the feeding card? How do you people? Do you go just once or can you go twice or thrice?
So what are you trying to say now? No, why are you choosing violence?
No, now.
Violence is never the answer.
No, violence.
Personally, I did use the feeding card once.
No,
So I'm the wrong person to ask. But I think you're only allowed once every day. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Now they miss now. That is why Kano will always be the best.
Oh, so if we're eating anyhow, at any time?
The feeding card, myself, I am sure that breakfast, I can go as much as 3 or 4 times.
Huh.
Lunch, I can go as much as 3 or 4 times. Dinner, the same thing.
I think you guys should go to Kano camp. What do you think?
I
think maybe in my next life,
you go.
I'll probably go to Kano camp. But thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you in our next one.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.